but I have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
I need a bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Hojo! I learned my lessons from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
I'm here to do you a favor, gents. I just say, later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like some of our draw streams, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, it's I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Yes, guys. Woohoo! It is Sunday. You know what that means? That means another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and their hopes and their dreams, but also their books and their campaigns. Because frankly, I'm done with the mainstream. The mainstream sucks. It's boring, and indie is where the passion is, guys. So yes. Okay, I'm having a fantastic weekend. Some of you know that we launched a campaign on Kickstarter yesterday. For me, it was midnight, so today. But we launched the Perfect 10 Artist Edition, which is a special book. You saw the trailer. It's hardcover. It's bigger. It's fantastic. And we did great. So we launched on a smaller channel from Critical Blast, and we did some cross streaming, right? And we funded within 30 minutes. It was crazy. And we couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you so much, guys. This is phenomenal. This was crazy. So yeah, and now right now we have 17 backers. So things keep moving. Thank you so much for the sharing and for talking about the campaign. I really appreciate it. Plus today I set up a spring store. It was called Teespring. It's now Spring Store. I think it's called Spring Store now. So people can also now get like merch. We have merchandise. We have like posters, like big posters, and we have a puzzle. We have a puzzle now. It's crazy. And t-shirts, and you can get some stuff. The link to all of that is in the description of this video. So please go check it out, guys. Okay. Calm down, Dave. Calm down. It's a stream. All right. I don't need to work. It's just a conversation with a new guest to the show. Never been on the show before, which is awesome. So I can introduce you to new people and new people to you. So let's see who's with us in the chat today. Elon Mod. Hey, welcome, Elon. As a recovering alcoholic, I approve of this. What do you mean? The soda? The soda? Welcome, Elon. Nice to see you. And yes, like and subscribe. You got that right, sir. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed yet, please do like the stream, share it out. Thank you all so much. Man, I saw your tweets. Congrats, your book fun. Yeah, that was crazy. Absolutely nuts. So I'm still hyper. I'm still hyper about it. Mike is here. Welcome, Mike. Always cool to see Mike. And here we go. 2 men enter and 2 men leave. Sure. Yeah. No, it's all friendly banter here. Cheers and good drink to you, Dave and Philip plus audience. Yes, thank you so much. So much, guys. All right. It's time for the guest. Guys, because he has a wonderful campaign going on, and we need to talk about that. We need to talk about new campaigns, so new stories, new franchises, new characters, new creators. So it's time to bring on the guest. So may I have a very warm welcome for Mr. Phillip Russertt.
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for having me on.
Hello, Phil.
Such a warm welcome.
How are you today, Phil?
Good. Congratulations on your campaign. I know how you get the jitters. You're excited and nervous at the same time at the start, and it's always nice to see that your hard work pays off. So congrats.
Thank you, man. It's really stressful, but you know that, right?
It's a roller coaster.
Yes. So you've been in this business for a little while.
I've been an art collector and attending cons for many years. I started my own convention in 2018, and then I started publishing in 2021. I've been an art rep as well. So yeah, I've been dabbling in a bunch of things in the industry.
Wow, you set up a convention.
Yeah, I had several successful conventions prior to COVID, and then I had one small one after, but I've kind of put a hold on that right now.
Oh, all right. Okay, before we move on with the conversation and before we move on to the questions and the stories, there is this one question that we need to start with. So, Philip, what are you drinking today?
Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm an Irishman that doesn't drink, so go figure.
Sure, that's like soda, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jens, Philip is drinking soda.
Yep, let's have some soda. The water to drink when you don't have water. Cheers.
Okay. Right. Oh, okay. Comment. I saw some new people. John.
Hey, John.
Apple. Welcome, John. How's it hanging? It's hanging mighty fine. Thank you. Thank you, John. Welcome. And David Feed is also with us today in the chat. To miss the stream would be a tragedy.
Hey, David.
I see what you did there, David. And Darius, artist. He's a wonderful artist. Google him. Google Darius artist. You will find some wonderful artwork. If you need a cover done, reach out to this guy. He's fantastic. Red Hat in the thumbnail looked good.
Yeah, that's my girl, Tragedy.
Right. All right, Phil. So you said, this is interesting to me. So you said you organized conventions.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like a nightmare to organize.
I actually enjoyed it a lot. We've had Adam Kubert, Jim Steranko, Scott Williams, Alex Sinclair, big names, come to the show. It's a party to me. It's fun. It's just right now with the current climate and everything, I like to wait because at my shows, even the local people do very well. And I don't want to run a show on the backs of smaller creators. I want to run it with them, meaning I could easily make money at the door with the big names and cosplayers and all that stuff. But right now the economy is a little tough, and I don't want independent people walking away just breaking even or making a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of cons right now. Money's tight. It's very expensive for hotels and gas and everything. So I don't want to throw a show that doesn't help indie people succeed. You know what I mean? Because like the big names, they're going to make their money, but the indie guy, it's tough, you know? And when money's tight, people budget their money for the big names, but they may not have any for the smaller people. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm kind of holding off for a little while on shows.
Yes, this is a problem here also. Where I am from the Netherlands, there are these conventions that I would love to go to, that I would love to have a stall, right?
Yeah.
But it's too much, man. I can never recoup my investment, you know. So it's a shame, but I can see the problem. Yes. So do you still go to conventions yourself?
Yes, last year I did a lot of them, but it was a up and down. One was very successful, one was tanking, one was, you know. So right now I just do local shows here. One days seem to be good because you can make a few $100 with little travel, no overhead. You go home at the end of the night, and you start exposing yourself, you know, to people in your area. You know, not quite like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, and branch out. So I'm trying to work more on the online presence. That way, when I start to do shows again, bigger shows out of state, people will come to see me. But the problem is, the people from the other states that I run into at conventions, they've already backed my Kickstarter. So as much as they love to come see me, they're not buying the books at the convention because they already backed it on the Kickstarter. So, you know, you're just trying to get out there and become a little more noticeable to people so that maybe they come find me at conventions, you know?
Yes. Well, that's the good thing about the online market, right? You can basically sell to people across the country. You don't necessarily have to travel, but it is nice to meet your fans and to talk with other creators and to expand your audience, because a lot of comic readers don't really visit like the crowdfunding campaigns, and they can't find you unless they really know you, right?
Right.
Darkside's Comics is here. Welcome.
Hello.
Guys, sign up to Darkside is Comics YouTube channel for daily comic book reviews. And David Feet says 375 francs for 3 days in Basel. Hell of expensive. Plus, you need parking and hotel.
And
unless
food.
you sell,
Gotta eat.
It's not profitable. This is true. Yeah. Okay, comics. Okay, comics. Welcome, sir. In general, I prefer comedy, but let's see what's in store here. Yeah, we have tragedy. Tragedy. That's one of the words that I tend to trip over as a non-English speaker, right? The tragedy, the combination of letters, just like the word clothes. That's a tough one. Right.
Well,
Okay.
trust me when I tell you, you speak English perfectly fine, but I look at some of the people that post stuff and they're using street slang, and I don't understand the hell of anything they're saying.
Yeah. Usually the people that don't write really well English, good English, what is it? That they tend to be from English speaking countries, right?
Right.
Which is really odd to me, but they don't really respect their own language.
Well, I think people think it's cool to come up with some new slang terms. So,
oh sure, yeah.
You know, but then it becomes kind of a very niche way of speaking that a guy like me, I'm a 51-year-old dude. I don't know the new slang, and I'm lost. I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
Right. So you did some conventions. You met some awesome people, and at some point you decided to make your own comics. You're your own publisher, right?
Yes.
Is that true? And you so you write your own books. What is your role?
Yes, so I write and created the characters. I designed all the characters, and then what I do is I hire artists to produce the book, and through the magic and talent of artists, they bring my visions to life, which I'm very grateful for. And I print the books, I do the campaign, the crowdfunding, everything. I also publish other people's IPs as well. So
Oh, great!
through crowdfunding right now.
Sure. So you're quite busy because you have your own titles, then you have the titles from other people that you have to manage. That's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility, right? So
I love it though. It's fun.
that's good. Yeah. You need that because for the money you don't really need to do it, right? It's very difficult to.
Well, it's funny because Tragedy actually did very well last year. 21 and 22, Tragedy was very successful and we were in the black. Last year was a little tough. The economy's just gotten a little harder. But, it's like any other business, right? I mean, you just got to grind and keep going. And I love what I do. And, I'd rather be working hard at something I love than that's something that doesn't bring me any fulfillment,
Right. Okay, Comic says there was a publisher called Tragedy Strikes, but then Tragedy struck and they got sued, so they changed name. Oh.
Interesting. I never knew about that.
Now they're called Comedy Strikes or what? I got lit. Then it was he's the goat. Now they say he's cooking. All right, that's the slang. Yeah. Got lit. Goat. Yeah.
Yeah, I was lost. I mean, I know greatest of all time, but
yeah. That took me a while too. The goat. What is the goat? Well, why are people talking about goats all of a sudden? Right. Okay. So, but you started out with your you wanted to make your own book. That was the initial setup to your publishing.
Yes.
House, right? So what came first? Was it your desire to make your own comic, or was it a concept that you had?
So long story short, Tragedy, the character that's behind us, just popped in my head out of nowhere. I don't know why. Just her exact look popped in my head, and I thought nothing of it. And 2 months later, I had gotten very, very sick, and it was actually almost life-threatening. And I was in bed for 6 weeks, hospital for a week. And I was like, you know what? Let's explore that more. I'm stuck in bed. I'm not doing anything. And I just started writing Tragedy, and it became Tragedy. And in 3 months, I had written 13 issues in bed, and I had the book on crowdfunding and in people's hands in 4 months. And it did over 10 grand coming out of the gate, and it was just a great start. And
for your first campaign, how did you do that? That's insane.
Well, I think I because I was doing my YouTube channel and interviewing a lot of big names, and I think that garnered attention. So people were curious and interested. I was shocked that I did that well. I was grateful, very grateful to everybody that spends their hard-earned money on my books. And then we just continued, and we got up to 13 grand with book 3. We took a dip in book 4 and 5, unfortunately, and then we did the trade paperback, which did over 10 grand. So nice. Tragedy's been good to me, but I also started coming up with all these other ideas and concepts, and I started writing other stories, and I crowdfunded a few other books, and I have a bunch of my own titles out, and I just like everybody, like you, just trying to put out really solid looking professional books, which you do, and trying to keep my head up above all the noise, and just loving what I'm doing and working hard.
Sure, right. John says advertising. Oh no.
Yeah, that's
adverting and avoiding drama pays off. Well, but advertising sometimes also, but yeah, that's something else. Yeah. Some people like that.
Well, I think there's people are just trying their best to get out there and get noticed, and they're doing different things, whether it's, sexual content or, outrage, things like that. People are just, I think there's a lot of people in this small indie pond, right? And they're trying to make a name and be noticed. So sometimes I think the outrageous drama stuff is how they feel they can get out there and get noticed. And if it works for them, good for you, but I just want to make comics.
Good, man. Good. All right. So what are your favorite comics to read?
Well, I'm not really into the new stuff anymore. I'm an old man. I'm 51, but I grew up on, Claremont, X-Men. Yeah, I feel old. All the 70s, 80s, even 90s, I enjoyed some stuff. As much as 90s was more of the eye candy kind of books, I still enjoyed it. And if you look at my Tragedy, it's got that 90s style art, but I've been told it's written like an 80s book. So I enjoyed those eras. I read comics, into the 2000s, and I probably stopped about 6 years ago, unfortunately. I don't know, maybe it's just my age, but I really love the, Peter David, Chris Claremont. I really like what Jeff Johns did, though, with Green Lantern in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he really reinvented that character. And what he did with Aquaman was brilliant to put him on the map. So there's a lot of great stuff in comics, and I love comics. They helped me through a childhood. So wonderful medium, and I really hope that we can continue to tell great stories and just entertain and have a good time.
Right. David said drama pays off, but you pay with a part of your soul.
Agreed.
And OK Comic says, would you agree that crowdfunding has brought upon a renaissance of good bad girl comics?
I don't know. The reason is, and I don't mean this in any bad ways, because a lot of the comics now are very sexual in nature. Now, I know the bad girl comics had a tonality to it, but it's even more extreme now than ever. So I don't really know. I know it's brought a lot of attention to the indie scene, having the bad girl nude variants and things like that. I don't know if people are reading the stories, though. So I don't know if it's helping readership, but it is helping collectability, like getting the covers and things like that.
Yes, this is true. Yeah, I do think there's a difference in the audience also. You have people that really like the sexy art and they buy things for the sexiness, and that's perfectly fine. But then there are people who love the stories, who love to read comics, actual stories, right? And sometimes I think that nowadays many projects start with, let's make something sexy. So there isn't really a story yet, not really
Right.
a concept. Right. Anyway, so you started to write. Did you know that you could write?
No.
And the talent for it,
I did. I always had a great imagination. I never had any formal writing training. So the thing is, though, I like to surround myself with people who are going to be brutally honest with me. I don't want to be that guy in American Idol that can't sing, and I embarrass myself because everybody couldn't tell me the truth.
Yeah.
So when I first wrote the first script of Tragedy, my wife cannot lie. She's a really great, wonderful person. She's honest. So she's reading it, and I'm biting my nails, and I'm worried, is she going to hate it? And she looks up, she goes, "Oh my God, this is actually really good." So she was worried that, how do I tell my husband it's not, But the real tests for me were my dad was very critical of things. Like he's brutally honest. He'll make a grown man cry, and he actually loved the writing. And my dad grew up in Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan with the Westies, which were the Irish Mafia. So he read it and he was like, you know what, the dialogue is spot on. They speak like true, people from Hell's Kitchen, and he really enjoyed it. And that was a big litmus test for me. But also Peter David, Howard Mackey, and Chuck Dixon say it's well written.
Oh, really?
that's big for me. Yeah, Chuck Dixon even wrote a foreword in my trade paperback for me because he thought it was a good story.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, so I always say, I'm not going to tell you I'm a good or a bad writer. I'm going to ask you to take a chance on me and find out for yourself.
Sure.
And you tell me.
Sure. Yes, of course. You just need to find out. You have to discover for yourself where your abilities are, right?
Yeah, because not everybody, some people will love what you do and some people won't, and that's okay too. But I would just hope that people give it a shot and give it a try.
Right. Yes. All right. Let's take a look at your campaign. So you have a running campaign right now. Tragedy. Let's bring it up.
I even have the book here.
Oh, the book is done. This printed.
Yeah.
Oh well, then start with that. Wait.
So
that is big.
Yeah, like the IDW artist editions. I did my own version, but it's a sequential art edition. There's no lettering in it. We just wanted you to enjoy the art. Now, this is a cover by Chance Wolf, who did the inking on Spawn and a bunch of other Wildstorm titles and other stuff. And this is Chris Picciolo. I have David Mack, Bill Sienkiewicz, a lot of major covers, Tyler Kirkham, Will Spatasio, and they're all in the book. So you get the first 5 issues of Tragedy Sequential pages. Sorry, it's a big book and it's heavy as hell. So showing sequential pages. And then we've got covers towards the back. I'm sorry, I know I'm not doing very well with this, but Al Garza, Geraldo Borges. So, a lot of people ask me to sell the interiors, but I don't want to. So I decided to make this book because then people can get all the interiors and they can get all the major covers and not break the bank, because original art's very expensive now. So you can get, for $100, you get a 192-page book with over 30 covers by big names and 150 pages of interiors, and enjoy it. And I'm selling some original covers, actually. Long story short, I have a graphic novel called Papa, which is a tribute to my dad. My dad got sick with stage 4 cancer. Unfortunately, he passed last week, so I didn't get the book in his hands, but I am trying to raise money to still do the book because it's a 110-page graphic novel. So to pay artists fairly, it's going to be like $15,000 to make the book. So I'm trying to sell some art that I'd rather not, because it's important to me to make the book and tribute him. But I have like an original Bill Sienkiewicz cover for sale, and Ryan Kincaid and Al Garza. I have a Marat Michaels Connecting Do You Poo covers. So, to a limited run we did. And so, yeah, and as you can see behind me, I'm a big collector of art. So I just, I love working with all these people, and I appreciate everybody that helps bring my books to life.
Wow. And these
There's also, I'm sorry, you can get the Tragedy trade paperback on this campaign, or you can get, I have a collected trade Philbo Publishing presents, which is Tragedy 1, my Comic Dynamics 1, and Withered 1. So you could do a little sample of my writing and my stories to see what you like. So you could also just get comics if you're not into the art aspect.
All right. Okay, great. And all of that is on this campaign.
Yes.
Right. Okay, great. Let's take a look. And it's called the Tragedy Sequential Art. Tabloid.
Yes.
It's a long title. Tragedy Sequential Art Edition, tabloid size hardcover. Wow. 190 pages of scanned sequential art from Tragedy chapters 1 through 5 by Ricardo Silva. That's a good artist. With over 30 covers by big names in the industry. Excellent, man. Congrats for putting this together.
Thank you.
Years of work with some awesome talents.
Yeah, nobody in the indie scene has done this, and other than IDW, nobody has done this. So I just, it's a pretty novel idea. It's a very unique and limited book. And, I don't mean this to be some cheap marketing gimmick, but, who knows if Tragedy blows up someday. It'd be cool to have this book, because if we all knew what McFarlane was going to become on his Spider-Man run, we'd die to have those pages for those prices back then. So, yeah. Hindsight sometimes is tough, but And if she doesn't make it big, you still got a cool book.
That's true. That's true. I don't think that should be the reason for people to buy it personally, but you should buy it because you just love it. You love the art, you love the story, you love the concept, and you love to support like small.
I agree, but a lot of people are into investing now.
Yeah. Right. So let me see. Right now, by the way, we start out with 29 backers you have right now, which is great. You have 6 days to go. Guys, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. If you happen to back during the stream, let us know. Throw it in the chat so we can have a little celebration moment. 29 backers.
Yeah, we have a lot of followers on this campaign. So I'm wondering if, the last 2 days might be really, really good push. Because, I know times are tough right now economically. So I wonder if people are waiting till the last minute to make sure they have the money. Because there's a lot of followers and my conversion rate is very low right now. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. It's really tough to expand your reach also. That's really difficult, right?
Yeah.
Great. So, well, we've seen the book. The layout looks excellent. I love the color.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I designed the book, and Jason Meadows, who's actually my letterer on Tragedy, formatted it for me for print. So,
all right, great. So, who designed this logo, the Tragedy logo? That's really cool.
Rob Powers and his wife Maura designed it. Rob did the font, and then Maura made it that 3D logo, and I just thought it was fantastic.
Yes, looks really professional, really good.
Well, people commend me on the work I'm doing, but my real talent that I should be commended for is knowing who to surround myself with, because without all of these amazing logo designers and formatters and artists and, colorists, inkers, letterers, I would be nothing. I just have words on paper,
This is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Sometimes I see some creators or some campaigns. I'm not naming names, but sometimes I see this creator. I want to support the creator, but I can tell this person needs to bring in some other people to help them out, like with the layouts or with whatever, just for the final touch to make sure everything just works.
Editors are very important.
So you said that this book was without the lettering, right?
Correct. It's all the sequential work without the letters.
Right. And it's really big, so you can marvel at the wonderful art. Look at
Yes,
art.
it's at 11 by 17 size, which is the size that usually people draw their commissions and pages at. So,
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
It's a very heavy book, and it's over an inch thick. So
yeah, we noticed. Really cool. Showing a lot of pages here, so that is great. So what about the story? So what is Tragedy?
So like the quick Netflix pitch is, if you took Kill Bill, Big Trouble in Little China, and John Wick, and you put it in a blender and then threw in some of my own stuff, that's what you've got. Basically, I love stories that are character driven, that characters you can relate to, right? And Tragedy is Grace O'Connor. She was basically robbed of her childhood, and now she's an assassin for the Irish Mafia. She's living a life she doesn't want to live, facing a day she doesn't want to face. How many of us have gone through that? And she's struggling to find herself and her place in the world while she's fighting metahumans and vengeful cyborgs and rival mafia and assassins, and she's not a character that wins every fight. And I that's important to me, because I always get tired of the hero gets their butt kicked by the villain and all of a sudden they beat them easily in the end. It always drives me nuts, because if there's someone that, like, if I went up against a professional boxer, it doesn't matter how many times I fight him. I can have any montage I want. I can be as hyped up and virtuous as I want. I'm still not beating him. So her strength is not that she wins every fight, but that she's in every fight. you know, and I think that's our strength, right? We don't win every fight. Sometimes life kicks us in the teeth, but we get up and we keep going and we keep trying. And that's her journey. This is about her journey. And there's a character called Breath of the Dragon in this book that has a superpower no one has ever used before. And I'm very proud of that character who's become very popular as well. And, you know, I don't want to reveal the power right now, but.
No. So you mean this is a power that you haven't seen anywhere else?
Nobody, I mean, I don't know if they have in manga and anime, but in Western comics, no, it's never been used at all.
Good. Hey, we have Russ Leach in the chat. Welcome, Russ.
Oh, I know Russ. Russ is awesome. He's actually working on a book with me.
Oh, that's great. That is great. Yeah, Russ is really, really good.
Oh, you know what, Mike? I didn't even realize that. You're right. Jack Burton's Grace. That's cool. That wasn't even conscious. Maybe it was subconscious. That's cool.
Jack Burton.
That's right.
Who's Jack Burton?
So Jack Burton was Kurt Russell's character in Big Trouble in Little China, and Gracie was the green-eyed woman that he kind of has, you know, he's interested in. So, but by Kim Cattrall, played by Kim Cattrall. Yeah.
Mike sometimes is like a walking, cultural encyclopedia. Encyclopedia. Russ says Phillip rocks. Yes.
I paid him to say that.
So you said that she is she human? Is Tragedy human?
She's human, but there are some surprises. I'm very humbly appreciative. People have told me that I am the cliffhanger king. Every book ends with a cliffhanger, and people love it. They tell me I'm really good at it. That's what they say. I'm not saying that because, like I said, I'll never tell you what I am. I'll tell you. You decide. You know, you find out. But
sure.
And the end of book 1 shocked and surprised everyone. Sean Chen, who's a major artist in Marvel and DC, read it and he was like, "Are you kidding me?" when he read the end of the first issue. So I like cliffhangers. I like people going, "Oh man, I'm a musician all my life." So there's that expression, "Leave them wanting more," right? So in order to leave them wanting more, you got to leave them on a good cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yes, which can be tricky, by the way, when you do crowdfunded books, because it takes a little while before the next book is done.
Yeah,
is ready. So you have to count on people to wait it out and to come back for the next issue, right?
Agreed. But and that's the other thing is I fulfill quickly. I stay in people's minds between campaigns, and because it is important. Because we have short memory spans these days, and there's so much other media out there to compete with that I don't want to fall back into obscurity. I worked hard to get the followers, and you have to work hard to keep them. So
sure. So what's your strategy to keep in people's minds?
Well, I'm constantly posting all the time, whether it's new art, etc. That's a Tyler Kirker cover. I only have one left. It's a Virgin cover from issue 2, and he signed it. That's available.
That's beautiful. Look at these colors, man.
So just staying in their minds and reminding them that we're still here, and trying to put out campaigns as frequently as possible, but making sure the quality campaigns, not sacrificing quality of the book, and I fulfill quickly and on time. I believe in customer service. I just recently had a book go to Canada, and it somehow got lost or stolen or disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I replaced it. That's not the fault of the customer, and not that I really have the money to do stuff like that. But you know what? If they're going to work hard and pay that shipping to have my book, then they deserve that.
Sure.
So
yeah. That means running a good business, right? You need to take care of your customers. That's good. Well, it should be obvious, but nowadays you don't know, right?
Yeah, look, I understand everybody's got a bottom line and not in the business to lose money, but at the same time, if it's not the customer's fault, I can't see doing that,
This is a
Will Spatasio, yeah, one of the Image founders, great guy. Foil cover and signed. I have, I think, 5 of those.
Wow. Ross says episodic storytelling with good cliffhangers is what made comics great.
Yeah, Tragedy is an ongoing series, which is going to be monthly at some point. I won't get into that now, but I like ongoing titles. That's the Bill Sienkiewicz cover in black and white. It's a glow in the dark cover. I have 1 left from the limited run I did on the last campaign. That's of the trade paperback. So that's going to be on a 224-page collected trade of Tragedy 1 through 5, and it's a glow in the dark Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Okay. All right. So this story, so this book collects issue 1 through 5, right? And that's 1 arc, that's 1 story.
Yes, I mean, what I do is I open up other plot threads during those 5 issues. New villains are introduced, etc. But there is a completed storyline dealt with that issue 5. It culminates to that, and there is a finale. It's like, I've been told, and I'm not comparing myself to his legendary level, but stylistically, they say, like Claremont, I write for long term, opening up plots as I go along. But what I do that people said he didn't is I do close some of them as I go, so that you're not overwhelmed with all these unfulfilled plot lines. Exactly. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way, because Chris Claremont's my favorite comic writer of all time. He's legendary, and I can only imagine reaching a third of his status. But so yeah, I do close some plot lines and open some new ones to keep things fresh and interesting.
This
that's
is
the Sean Chen cover.
With every new issue, you have to bring up some new questions, but also answer some questions, right? So
yes.
Previous issue, yeah. Yes, you can't keep things dangling for forever.
Yeah, like if you look at the show Lost, everybody was interested, exactly. But look how upset they were when nothing was getting answered, right? After a while, it gets frustrating.
Yeah, people invest time
in
a show. In this case, money, right? So you owe them a satisfying ending.
I agree.
Right. So here's the logo blue, which is nice.
Yeah, these are Sean Chen covers with the remarks that he did and his signature that are available as well on the campaign. Those are the only 2 I have left. Some of these are from limited runs that I had on the last campaign. Some people, they'll say something's Kickstarter limited and then they wind up doing second printings and stuff. I don't do that. If I have any left over from the prior campaign, I'll put them in the campaigns. But if there's 25, that's it. There's only 25. I don't print extra for damages. I don't print extra for anything. There's 25, and that's it. If someone were to get one damaged, I would replace that one for them. Sure. But it's important to keep that count for their sake,
All right. Yeah, of course. Yes. Okay. Kickstarter exclusive glow in the dark cover. Okay.
Yeah, I have a few of those left over from the last campaign.
Right. Yes. So she has the tragedy mask also. So that's where the design came from, right?
And that's the trade paperback. You can get a choice of the Chris Bachalo cover, Bill Sienkiewicz, or David Mack covers. It's 224 pages. It also has a Chuck Dixon forward in it, some extra art, a lot of extra goodies in it. And it collects the first 5 issues of Tragedy.
That's a massive book. It's a massive book. By the way, there's a lot to see here on this campaign, guys. It's a long. You put in a lot here. People can check it out because you have original works also, right?
Yes. Hold on one second.
Sure. So original work, Ryan Kincaid. Wow, that's all fantastic. Mike DeBalfo. That's all so cool.
Sorry about that. Yeah, these are the books. Like here's, for example, the Chris Bachalo and the David Mack. It's a very thick book. It's a very thick book, and it's just these are the interiors. Chris Sotomayor, who's a major colorist for 30 years in Marvel, DC, colors the book. And that's, that's what you get, along with covers and other stuff. Ricardo just did an amazing job on this book. And so it's a thick book, but that's what you get, 224 pages with major name covers,
Really cool. You must be so proud, man. That's great.
Well, as a fan growing up, I never thought I'd be doing this and working with these professionals, Ian Churchill and Wilson. And so sometimes it's surreal, but I'm very grateful and happy.
Yes, Bristolian Dave. Welcome, Bristolian Dave. All right, me babbers.
Hello.
hello. So Philip, what do you prefer when you bundle when you make this trade paperback from single issues? Do you prefer that the covers are in the back, so it's one continuous story, or do you prefer the covers like separating the issues?
I separated the issues with the covers.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I was wondering what I should do with that, and I was like, what, let's just. I kind of polled people, and most people seem to like when you separate the issues with the covers. So I said, let me do that.
Yeah, I ran the same poll with the same result. So
cool. All right.
Yeah. Dr. Ino, welcome. This looks really cool, he says.
Thank you.
Yeah. So she fights like superpowered beings. Also, so there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But this takes place in some sort of superhero universe.
It takes place in our modern city, in Manhattan. It also some of it takes place in China, and it's modern time in this world. Of course, it's my Philbo world. I have other titles that are part of this, universe.
Sure.
But like Marvel did, they put it in real cities. I don't make up cities like DC did. They're real cities.
Oh, okay, right, sure. So, but this does take some research sometimes, right? Or,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Gus Mork. Oh.
That was actually a really well-selling cover. I hate having to sell these covers, but it's for a good cause, so I figured I'd put them up.
Yeah, there's a lot, guys. I'm not going through them all, but you can check it out. The link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's in the description of the video. If you're back, let us know. Let us know, because all of this is really cool. You have a lot of like art, which about this concept, about this story, about these characters. So you have put a lot of years, a lot of thought into this. Look at this.
Yeah, that's the first opening page of page 1. Ricardo is phenomenal. I like you, with Perfect 10. I take great pride in putting out a professional looking book because that's my resume, right? I mean, what I put out is how I'm perceived, and I try to hire the best talent. I try to work with the best people, and I want you to, when you spend your hard-earned money on my book, I want you to feel that it was worth it, because I know you work hard at a job that maybe you're not happy with, and if you choose to spend your money on my dream, you should be rewarded with a quality looking book and quality story, and that's what I try to do.
Absolutely. this art, look at this perspective, is absolutely crazy. Okay, right, guys, you can check it out for yourself. Let's go up here. So you have 30 backers. We have a backer.
Oh, thank you,
backer, guys.
Thank you, whoever backed. Thank you so much.
Yes, hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby, come on. Yes, come on. Ah! Yes.
Woo!
I just want to say I do appreciate every single person, whether it's a $5 donation or a $100 pledge. I'm very grateful that you would be interested in what I'm doing. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Felipe. Felipe, you rock, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Excellent. Wow. All right. Stop this screen right here. Right. Fantastic. Doing great. 30 backers right now. You still have 6 days to go, so we can still get some more people in. So guys, share it out, talk about this campaign, and you have something else that we can show from a moment. That's this right here. What is this?
So I also publish other people's IPs, what do you call it? Intellectual properties. And this is Ray Jameson's The Madcaps. Ray Jameson is a role-playing Dungeons and Dragons role player, but he also loves comics, and he did a Dungeons and Dragons themed fantasy comic book called The Madcaps. It takes place in the Dungeons and Dragons world, and it's basically 4 different species, dwarves, etc., friends came together, and they have to deal with a problem that arises in their town. I thought it was a unique story for the Dungeons and Dragons, franchise, so to speak, and setting. And I really love that stuff, fantasy. So I agreed to publish him. He launches, and I believe it's the 30th. And if you want to sign up, please go ahead. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like role-playing games, there's also miniatures and a D20 that are available of the characters. Just a good story. He's got a great team on there. Jimbo Salgado cover, and Dan Kemp, who colored Spawn for like 100 issues, is the colorist. And he's another one that wants to give you a really good, solid written story and quality-looking art and production.
Fantastic. Guys, I just put the link to this in the chat.
Thank you.
Visit it and press that notification button. Thank you all so much. So, wow. Excellent. Some cool projects going on. That's great.
Yeah, we have a Kickstarter every month.
Yeah. Wow, that's I don't know how you manage, man. Because you have to publish books, you have to write, you have to run these campaigns.
And I have a day job that's 7 days, 12 hours a day usually, and I have 2 small kids in the home, and I'm tired.
Oh man. do you sleep?
Not really. Hence the gray.
Oh, all right. Well, you're doing great. So, all right. To round things off. So to round things off, guys, I like to share something of my own, because we just launched today or yesterday. It depends where you live, right? Perfect 10 Deluxe Hardcover Artist Edition on Kickstarter. 17 backers, and we just launched today. So that's fantastic. Thank you all so much. So this book is it's a bit similar. It's a bit similar to what you have, Philip. It's also bigger. It's hardcover. It is a collected book. It is published through Critical Blast, which saves me a lot of hassle. So thank you, Critical Blast. And you have a low campaign price, because after this campaign is done, the books will go through the retail market, through Walmart, but for a more hefty price. So get on this while you can. It's 130 pages or more. Hardcover, you get to read along with the script. You get to see the page layout from POW. You get the letters separated, also the line work, plus the colored pages, and we made sure that everything is together, so you can just read the story if you like. Plus we added extra stuff that POW drew, like previous commission works, pin-ups, stuff like that. The story is fantastic. If you love superhero stuff, a bit 90s, right? But with a fantastic story and crazy powers, crazy characters, with a fantastic protagonist. Look at this. You can see how these pages are being made. So go check it out, guys. You can have your own character commission also. POW also has characters. You can get everything here. Go check it out. The link to this is also in the description of this. There we go.
Congratulations, very cool.
Thank you so much. And I need to show one last thing. So you also can sign up, by the way, to Perfect 10 Book 5, right? That's in pre-launch right now. But today I set up something else also. I wanted to share with you guys, which is this. The Jamming Comics Spring Store for merch. So you can get, look at this, we have a puzzle. We have a puzzle. That's fantastic. And you can get a fleece blanket. We have posters, we have stickers, we have t-shirts. Look at this, guys. So go check it out. I will be adding stuff as we go along. I just put this together today. So the link is also in the description of the video. Okay, Philip, where can people find you, sir, if they want to follow you?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I also have my website. My website is www.philboentertainment.com. That's PHILBO. On Facebook, I usually do most of my promoting off of my personal page because Facebook buries business pages, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you can just find me, Phillip Russertt, on Facebook.
Okay, great. Mike says, wrap yourself in marketplace. Yeah, you can do that now. All right. Okay, cool. Great. Phil, thank you so much for being my guest for today.
Thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome, sir. If you have a different campaign going on, just feel free to reach out. We could do this another time.
Thank you. And, for your campaign, I always tell everybody, you're welcome to tag me or share to my page to, maybe if some of my followers aren't your followers, maybe you bring a few on to your side. So feel free to tag or share to my page anytime you want.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. John Apple says, keep up the hard work. You guys are doing great.
You too, John.
Thank you, man. And okay says, Power draws some of the best asses I've seen in business. Oh, okay. Philip, good luck with your campaign. And may you have like 1 million more backers, right?
Thank you so much.
And special thanks to the chat, to everyone who showed up today. Thank you so much, because without you, there's no point. So if you're watching from the replay, thank you too. Please, if you like this conversation, give it a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I will be back next week, same time, same channel, new guest. Hope to see you guys then. Bye-bye, guys.
Thanks for the